Are the Democrats underestimating the Tea Party movement?
I don't know. I think it would be a mistake. I think what we should say is those Tea Partiers, 20% of them, by the way, say they'd vote for Democrats if there were no Tea Party candidates on the ballot. Those, in their purest form, the Tea Partiers are saying, I've been let down by big business and big government. I've been let down because the big banks were bailed out, but nobody helped me. And the government that bailed them out, they're doing fine. They all have a job, make their mortgage payments, have health care, send their kids to college. I want reform in both. But the funders of the Tea Party movement tend to be pretty far-right extremists who want, their goal is to destroy the power of government to mediate the power of corporations. And I don't really think that is a sustainable position. My advice for the Democrats is don't play games. Make this about the American people. Tell them what we need to do and what you would do about it, and ask them if they really think you're more likely to do it than your opponent. I think we should just play it straight.
The other side of the anti-Democrat common wisdom this year is that not only can't Democrats run on the Democratic record, but they also always have to be on defense. You have to be on defense. Just wait for and then try vaguely to fend off Republican attacks. Republicans get to play offense, and whatever you do, for the love of God, make as little noise and take up as little space as possible, and maybe people won't notice you're there, and that's how you'll get reelected or elected. It's the Republicans' turf this year, and you, Democrats, you're going to play on Republican territory and just shut up about it. Please, sir, may I have another? That is a common wisdom this year. It is also bullpucky, and I can show you why and how. Not only can Democrats play offense this year, but we have examples. We have really good examples of what it looks like when they do so. We're about to play for you now something you have never seen before. We obtained this today from the St. Petersburg Times and Miami Herald. It has never before been shown on TV. It is from an event in Tallahassee, Florida in January, at which Republican Senate candidate Marco Rubio is asked how he would fix Social Security. Watch.
I do think that the retirement age issue is going to have to be confronted at some point as part of a measure to reform Social Security. The other is giving people the option of taking some of their Social Security money, at least a portion thereof, and investing it in an alternative to the Social Security system itself.
Right, but you've had people that have, just made terrible mistakes and lost everything in their 401k. Wouldn't they do the same thing with
potentially, but it's their money.
It's their money. Cat food's not that expensive. Cardboard's cheap. That was Republican Senate candidate Marco Rubio speaking to reporters in Tallahassee in January about privatizing Social Security. That exclusive video, again, courtesy of the St. Petersburg Times and Miami Herald. I want to thank them for getting that to us today. Technically, it was quite a challenge, and we're really glad they did. Now, the Democrat in that race, Kendrick Meek, has used that statement, used Marco Rubio's position in favor of privatizing Social Security in a campaign ad against Marco Rubio.
I'm Kendrick Meek, the Democrat for Senate, and with three of us running, you should know what makes me different. The only one against privatizing Social Security.
Yay! Yay! Marco Rubio has what amounts to a politically indefensible position on Social Security in a state that has demographics like Florida does. Indefensible position. So the Democrat running against him hits him on that politically indefensible position. The result is that the Republican runs from his own position.
No, I do not believe it should be privatized, and I do not believe it's outlived its usefulness. On the contrary, I think Social Security is an extremely important program, and it should be preserved and saved.
That tape of me saying otherwise is going to be really hard to find, isn't it? What? Privatize Social Security? Did I ever say that? Not that I think anybody can find me. No, never. That's crazy talk.
The other is giving people the option of taking some of their Social Security money, at least a portion thereof, and investing it in an alternative to the Social Security system itself.
Like the stock market. And if they lose it, dummies. Marco Rubio, you have no idea what to say you believe about this now, do you? You are lying about your old position, or you're at least flip-flopping on it. You're denying your own beliefs. Man, you're a mess on this. In Florida, you're a mess on Social Security? That sounds like trouble. Not only can Democrats fight on offense, it works when they do. Every year, even this year.
Well, former President Bill Clinton hitting the campaign trail a bit over the weekend, crisscrossing the Northeast, really, stumping for Democrats in 3 states. Look at this.
And of course, they got the Wrestling Federation lady in Connecticut and the witchcraft lady in Delaware. And I tell you, so far they've gathered up about everybody for this Tea Party but the Mad Hatter. And Alice in Wonderland, I'll give it to him, I think.
You know, I've been involved in politics and public life in one way or another for 4 decades. And during those 40 years, our country has voted 10 times for president. Democrats won only 3 of those times, and the man who won 2 of those elections is with us today. Tremendous progress during the 90s under a Democratic president, with a flourishing economy and our leadership for peace and security respected around the world. Just think how much more progress we could have made over the past 40 years if we'd had a Democratic president. Think about the lost opportunities of these past 7 years on the environment and the economy, on health care and civil rights, on education, foreign policy, and the Supreme Court. Imagine how far we could have come, how much we could have achieved if we had just had a Democrat in the White House. We cannot let this moment slip away. We have come too far and accomplished too much. Now, the journey ahead will not be easy. Some will say we can't do it, that it's too hard, we're just not up to the task. But for as long as America has existed, it has been the American way to reject can't-do claims and to choose instead to stretch the boundaries of the possible through hard work, determination, and a pioneering spirit. This election is a turning point election, and it is critical that we all understand what our choice really is. Will we go forward together, or will we stall and slip backwards?
The choices you make in politics are like the choices you make in life. You look at the facts as best you can, and you make the best available choice.